Well, at first I actually hated the champ. I was like, this is the most like beta champ you can play. Like you're not even doing damage to your turrets. But my coach, Special, he's like my positional coach. He kind of like rammed it into my head. He's like, no, this champ's good. You're playing it every game. He was like spamming it in solo queue himself and having really good success with it. So I was like, okay, I guess.
Hey guys, Parks Owsley here with the Shotcaller, joined by Hjarnan, Deftly, the AD carry for the bot laner for Golden Guardians. How are you doing? How's the team doing? You guys are 5-4 now. What's your morale like?
I definitely think the morale is at like an all-time high within the team. This split has been going really well, but it could be better. We dropped some games. But I think overall, everyone's really happy with the success we've had. I think now we've had more wins than last split combined. So hopefully we can get a lot more wins because there's 4 more weeks left.
And do you feel like this is something that is going to continue forward? Are you, overall very confident in your play, or are you maybe just kind of squeaking by wins and still looking to fix a lot of stuff?
I definitely think we have a lot of stuff to fix, but at the same time, a lot of our wins have been pretty convincing. Like, we'll just smash them in the early game and close out the game, and that'll be that. But at the same time, when the games are close, I think our team has like a problem, either like finding a lead or closing out the game once we have a lead, if the game's relatively close. But outside of that, I think, yeah, those are like the things we need to improve on most.
I would say that is something that North America in general needs to improve on. I was actually talking with someone else earlier today about how we have a lot of teams that seem like they are struggling with closing out the game. I don't know if it's the meta. I don't know if it's roster changes and other stuff. All of it could be just lame excuses, but it does seem like we're having some of that problem. Do you have any thought as to why that is across the board?
Well, I think it's just because NA as a region is pretty bad compared to other regions. Right now, the teams are pretty lackluster, and it shows like in the standings, the bottom teams aren't really like the bottom, the top teams aren't really the top. So everyone's just like in the middle mix. So it's kind of weird to see that, and that definitely shows in like a lot of the games why they're so random. But also, I think a lot of it has to do with like scrim culture. A lot of teams like to just like when they think the game's over, they just call it quits, and the enemy team doesn't get to like close out or practice like ending the game. So I think that has something to do with it, but it's not as big as just NA being bad as a region right now.
That's fair. Maybe the team should work more on game ending stuff, just because eventually we're going to get to Worlds, and 3 of our teams need to know how to end the game. And hopefully, they'll actually have a gold lead at some point and be able to use that. So do you feel like there is any strategy other than just taking scrims more seriously, at least in the late game? Is there anything else that needs to change about the way that we're playing the game?
Honestly, I think it's just, it all comes down to like taking scrims seriously and working really hard in scrims, because that's like the only way you can kind of emulate the stage, emulate like what happens in a game. And if someone like does something uncharacteristic in the early game, then it kind of flubs all of like the mid to late game, because it's not really what would happen in a game. Okay,
yeah, and I guess just have the scrims be the same. Yeah. So I want to talk about Heimer. I mentioned Hjarnan earlier. You have now, I think you've only played him twice, but I think you also haven't died on him yet. You've had crazy KDAs. So why did you pick Heimer? Why can you play it and other North Americans can't? What's going on with this champion?
So I picked Heimer at first because, well, at first I actually hated the champ. I was like, this is the most like beta champ you can play. Like you're not even doing damage to your turrets. But my coach, Special, he's like my positional coach. He kind of like rammed it into my head. He's like, no, this champ's good. You're playing it every game. He was like spamming it in solo queue himself and having really good success with it. So I was like, okay, I guess. And like my first 10, 20 games with it where it's just like me feeding my ass off. But after that, I was like, if I'm really gonna learn this champ, I should just ask like a one-trick Heimerdinger on how to like play the champ. So I asked Heisendong, like I reached out to him, and he was kind enough to like grace me with all his knowledge on Heimerdinger, all the cool little tricks you can do and combos you can do, and like how to set up your turrets. But yeah, I think Heimer right now is like a really strong pick in the bot lane since it pushes like every lane. And once you push every lane, as long as you throw your W correctly, you'll slowly chunk them out and create like a dive situation.
Well, shout out to Heisendong for helping you and our LCS producers as well. Do you feel like this is just a good pick for your team as well? Like, I feel like you guys are finding a style. We've got Mickey with his roaming assassins, and you guys are pretty solid in the bot lane, especially with Heimer. Is this something that you will continue even if it gets nerfed some? Maybe that's leaking some strats. I don't know. But what are your thoughts?
I think our team identity, like as of the past 2 weeks, have been very kind of get a roaming mid laner, get like a strong early game jungler, and have a strong bot lane. And usually me and Matt 2v2 are able to like push the lane, chunk out the enemy bot, and create dive situations, which because we have a strong jungler in the early game and like a roaming mid, we're able to come down and just get free kills and get the first tower and first dragon or all that.
So it does just work out. It all fits.
Yeah, it's perfect because Heimer Fid is like the ultimate like bot lane kingdom champ. Fiddle paired up with Heimer makes Heimer like 2 times the champion he is, because like you literally can't miss your spells when they're feared. So yeah, I think if Heimer is like alone without like the Fiddle champ, he's definitely not as strong.
Okay. And so you have talked about, maybe jokingly, I don't know, you've talked about bleaching your hair and just becoming Heimer himself. Is that something that you actually are still kind of playing with doing?
Yeah, I was gonna get it bleached last time I got my haircut, which was last week. But my hairstylist was like, you should hold up on it since I just permed my hair recently, so it'd like kill my hair. But yeah, I don't think I do it in the Heimerdinger color, but more so like a gray, like ash gray.
Okay, well that would be fun, but it's definitely a funny meme. And lastly, on the Heimer, before we go, I know we've talked about it a lot. Why do you think you have had success and European teams have had success, but other North American teams not quite as much?
I honestly think a lot of people in NA give me a lot of credit for being good at Heimer, but I really think the champion's pretty easy, and it's NA as a region being too lazy to learn it and like figure out, oh, this is how you play the champ, or like spend the time to actually like play the champ. I think a lot of teams are just a bit lazy and a bit stubborn, and that's why they aren't picking it up.
Interesting. All right. Well, work harder, you guys. We need good representation. We need to not suck. Okay, so going forward, any other thoughts about you guys as a team, or you specifically, the meta, anything at all, anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I definitely think us as a team this split is a lot better than last split, and hopefully we can ride like the momentum we're on after our 2-0 week and 1-0 this week to kind of, our goal is the first place for this split regular season, because then you get the bye to Oracle Arena, and that's like kind of our home ground. So it'd be really cool because like in the past 2 off seasons, the Warriors have like taken us to the Oracle Arena to watch them play. Like we went to their playoff games, and it's just electrifying, and we want to play there too.
That would be fun to watch for sure. Best of luck with that. Do you think it's an attainable goal?
I definitely think with how we're playing and how like the rest of NA is playing, I definitely think it is a goal, but we're definitely gonna have to work hard towards it.
I look forward to seeing that. Thank you so much. Before we go, I'm challenging you to a best of 1 in rock, paper, scissors. I hope you have prepared. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. What is this? All right. I was committed. I've never had one go that long. So it was supposed to be a best of 1, not like a 12 game. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We will catch you guys next time. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that video. To see more fabulous hair, oh gosh. Yeah, please like and subscribe, comment as well. We'd love to have you. And watch some of these videos over here. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And I will see you next time. Bye.